Good morning and welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. Down here on Sunday morning. It's about 7 degrees today and quite cloudy and overcast. It's not a bad temperature to do some work in. So I've been down here a few times this week, twice this week I think, getting ready for some jobs at the weekend. I've been down and got, first thing I did, I went to our local country park. They have a big bin they put their bark chips in, you can use. So I went there and I filled up this big blue builder's bag in the van, in our camper. So I filled that up with the bark chips and I brought it down. As I had a little bit of time, I just spread out a bit of it over this. I put some weed fabric down last week up to here, and I got another bit from under our other tree. So I've just covered this bit, so that looks a lot better. It got quite weedy last summer, that bit, so it was a bit of a job to keep on top of it. Looked a bit of a mess, so I thought I'd tackle that this year before it starts growing up. So my first job of the day is to finish this off. I got up to here. I've got a load of bricks, you can see some there, and they come out to about here. Across there, I laid them down just to have a bit of a path and to keep the weeds down. When they did a good job for a year or more. But yeah, I'm just going to move those and finish putting the bark chips up to these raised beds. So that's job one. I've got there's a load more bark in that bag. So that's the first thing I'm going to do today. Next thing I've got to do is I went to the recycling place and got some more soil improver. So I've got my big 5 boxes. I replaced the one that was broken last week, so we can still get our boxes. So I got that. So what I'm going to do, this raspberry bed, these are autumn raspberries, I just want to give it, I was going to just put some bark on it just to keep the weeds down, but I thought I really should give it some nourishment as well. So I thought I'd get some more soil improver. I'll just weed out, there's a few little weeds around and a bit of grass over there, so I'll just pull that out and put the soil down over it to spread it out, and hopefully that'll give it a bit of something to keep going. And then I'll get some bark chips another time and put on top just to keep the weeds down. I don't want to put any fabric down or anything because there's new shoots coming up all the time, so I want to let them grow. And there is some space. Most of them are planted down the middle here, and there's some over here. So there is some space to plant some other things. Maybe I might put some little flowers down the front or something, or even some lettuce, or something sort of fast growing little like that. So I might do that later in the year, or as we get into spring. So I'm going to put that weed and put that compost down. Another thing, if I get time, once I've done those things, I have to see if it's getting close to dinner time or not. I managed to get some more wood, which is really good. I keep finding these little bits, but I think my sources are probably running dry now. I got these nice long decking poles, so I guess they've got to be at least 3 meters, maybe a little bit more. So I've got 3 more of those. So together with some of the other decking I had, I've got I should have enough to do 2 beds when this tree's gone, at least single level anyway, and then we can build them up later on. So today I was just going to go and look at the wood pile. They've been clearing it out to make room for more little polytunnels and some other little plots, I think. So I'm just going to go in there and just see what else they've found. It's free for everyone to use, so I'll just go and check, see if there's anything else I can use for now. My plan is kind of build these beds the best I can. Hopefully, like these were built from the wood found over there. Hopefully they should last a few years, I think. They're pretty, most of the wood's pretty good. But yeah, my plan is just to sort of build up what I can, and then knowing that I'll need to come back and redo some of it later on. But yeah, hopefully it'll get us going for a few years. At least I can get all the beds in and get it productive, and then we can go back later on and improve it, make it look a bit better. Much like I'm doing with the other side, the plot too. Slowly improving all this so it looks a bit better. At some point I'll paint or replace these boxes and get them working better for us. So yeah, so I'm going to go and have a look at the wood pile, see if I can find any more of that. And if I've still got any time or energy, I'm going to move this tree. I pulled off all the weed fabric and everything from around it, random tools and things that I found. So yeah, the soil's pretty soft under there, so shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, we'll see if we'll get to that far. So I spent a few minutes weeding this raspberry bed. Wasn't too bad actually. The soil's actually quite good in this bed. I think the last people, the one thing they did manage to plant or grow a little bit were some potatoes down this side, and it looks like they chucked some compost in as well. So I just dug up a few little potatoes from there. So hopefully there's not too many I've missed. They won't come all up sprouting everywhere. But yeah, that's pretty much done, I think. I've pulled up, I'm going to leave all the leaves in there, let them rot down. I'll just get the compost on top of them. I've just spotted a couple of strawberry plants that were stuck in the leaves, so I'll grab those. But yeah, time to put the soil improver on. I've got all that soil improver on, so that covered it nicely. There's probably about an inch of compost on over the whole bed, so that's pretty good. It's about, I think the bed's probably 2 meters, 2 meters this way and then 2.5 that way, so it's a fair size. So that's all done. I'll get some bark chips for that another day when I've got a spare lunch break or something. At least that'll give it some nutrients to get going. Next job is the tree, the bricks. So I just started pulling off some of the bricks over here, and I'm just going to pile them up in the corner for now. I'm sure they're coming useful for something. Yeah, so I'm just going to finish pulling all these bricks up and putting them in the corner, and I can lay the fabric. It's weed fabric that was on one of the other beds. I can lay that down. I've moved all the bricks off that area now. They actually come up quite easily in the end, so that wasn't too bad. I was expecting them to be quite stuck in there. There was already a little bit of weed fabric under them, which was good. I'd forgotten that was under there, and I've just managed to find enough little bits just to make up, cover that area, try and keep it under control. So now I'm just going to cover it in these. Hopefully the rest of this bag will cover it. If not, we'll have to get some more another day, but hopefully that'll do most of it. So that's all of that bag of bark chips are down. Pretty much covered it. There's just a few little areas where I'd like a little bit more. So next time I go, I'll put another few spadefuls on there. Just at the back there's a little hit with a dip there, just fill in some of these little dips. But yeah, really pleased with that. It does make that area look really big now though. Sort of looked like a little dark corner before, but it looks good now. At some point I might put some little boxes around the corners or something, little square boxes or something. We'll see what it's like when the tree's got its leaves and it's in full bloom. Be able to sort of tell better the spacing, I guess. Yeah, but I'm quite pleased with that. Looks a lot tidier than it did. Makes the plot look a bit neater. So that's all of that side. This job's done for today. Pretty much ready for sowing now, really. If I get the time, I'll get some more compost, soil improver, and add some more to these beds. Although as the this side will have potatoes in, so as they start to grow up, I'll put more lawn clippings and compost and stuff around them anyway as they grow, so the soil level will go up. But yeah, they're all looking good, and the other side isn't actually too bad. I'll just put some of our homemade compost on probably. The back here, the flowers, the daffodils are slowly coming up, and I can see a little rabbit has had a nibble of one of them there, so I'll have to fix that little hole. On the other side, I've got some more bits of wood. I went for a little forage and found some quite chunky bits of wood that should do okay for the current strawberry bed. I should be able to make one or more beds on this side, on this bit. Got these nice big bits. They're a little bit rotten in the middle in places, but it's perfectly usable for a few years, I'd imagine. I can certainly cut off the bits that I need. Should be okay. So that's a bit more wood. So I think it's getting near to dinner time now. I can smell there's a pub not far from here, and I can smell the roast dinners churning out. So that's making me a bit hungry. So I think that's probably going to call that for a day for today. It's forecast to rain quite a lot this afternoon, I think, and it's starting to spit now, so probably need to leave the tree moving for another day. So I think that's probably on next week's job list. But the rest of the site's looking good, looking nice and tidy. I'm really glad I got that bark down before it all started to grow, and got these raspberries some nutrients. I'll perhaps, if I get time in the week, I'll perhaps go and get the bark chips or soil if I get time, and I can carry on with these next beds, and maybe start cutting up some of that wood, prepping it for the next two that will go in here. Yeah, but I'm really pleased with the progress. I can feel the weeks ticking away, getting ready for sowing things, and starting to think about prioritising what I can get done. At some point I'll need to do some trips to fill up the pumpkin and squash, sweet corn bed at the back here. So it's going to be a Three Sisters bed all the way along there. My plan is I'll put the plastic and weed fabric down at the moment to just kill off anything that's there. And that's horse manure, so I was going to spread that out over the whole bed. It's rotted down quite a lot in the last, it's probably been there a couple of months, I'd say. So I was going to spread that out and then cover it in compost or soil improver, a mix of. Probably empty our compost bin out onto it as well. So yeah, that's the wood and things it's not great on there, but I think it'll do for this season. Certainly get it going, and then all the pumpkins and everything can go along there and sort of stay out of the other beds this year. They started getting in the way a bit last year. They went everywhere. But yeah, so I think that's probably it for today. Everything's looking good and ready. I'm going to try and sow some tomatoes, at least do sort of a first batch this weekend, and I'll do some in a couple of weeks' time probably. Try and find some space on some windowsills to have them started, and yeah, and then start thinking about all the brassicas and things. Yeah, that's for another day. Hope you enjoyed having a look around today, and hope you're all keeping well, and look forward to talking to you next week.